Okie dokie. Today we're going to learn about the story of Minamoto no Yorimitsu and his epic battle with the demon Shuten-dōji, and how, with his unwavering courage and clever tactics, he confronts and vanquishes one of the most fearsome demons in mythological history. Minamoto no Yorimitsu is also known as Raiko, so from here on out, because it's easier to say, that's what I'll be calling him. All right, let's do this. Raiko's legacy is closely tied with his famed retainers. These loyal warriors, known collectively as the Four Guardian Kings, were important to his success. Their unwavering loyalty and combined skills made them a legendary force, often compared to the fabled knights of other cultures. This close-knit group was known for their solidarity and mutual respect, which further enhanced Raiko's formidable reputation. What truly set Raiko apart was his role in the tales of myth and legend. Stories of his heroic deeds have been passed down through generations, blending historical facts with elements of the supernatural. These legends have cemented his place not only as a historical figure, but also as a cultural icon in Japanese folklore, illustrating the timeless appeal of his bravery and tactical genius. The tale of Shuten-dōji, whose name translates to drunken demon, was no ordinary menace. Known for his immense strength and terrifying presence, Shuten-dōji dominated the region around Mount Aoi in Kyoto. This area, known for its dense forests and rugged terrain, became synonymous with the fear and dread that Shuten-dōji and his demonic followers instilled in the local populace. Tales of his kidnappings and brutal reign of terror spread throughout the region, making Mount Aoi a legendary location in Japanese folklore. His demonic nature was driven by an insatiable hunger for human flesh and a craving for chaos. It was a time where the whispers of this demon's deeds were on everyone's lips. Shuten-dōji commanded a horde of demonic followers who aided in his dark pursuits. These minions would venture into nearby villages, capturing innocent men, women, and children, just to satisfy the vile cravings of their master. The stories of his kidnappings and brutal feasts grew in horror with each retelling. Entire families would vanish overnight, and villages were left in shambles. The once peaceful valleys now echoed with the cries of sorrow and desperation. This reign of terror seemed unstoppable, and these people were desperate for a savior. The fearsome nature of Shuten-dōji wasn't limited to his physical dominance. He possessed a cunning intellect that made him a formidable adversary. Many warriors had attempted to challenge him, only to meet with a grisly end. The demon's seemingly invincible aura made the prospect of defeating him all the more daunting. Shuten-dōji's reign had become a national crisis, and something had to be done. The task of vanquishing Shuten-dōji was a monumental challenge. It was clear that only a warrior with extraordinary skills and an unyielding spirit could hope to end his reign of terror. Once news of Shuten-dōji's malevolent activities reached Raiko, he knew that something had to be done. The stories of the villagers being kidnapped and terrorized spread like wildfire, and the fear in the air was palpable. Raiko, who was a man known for his valor and strategic mind, understood that this was no ordinary challenge. This was a battle that would test the limits of his courage and intellect, and he was determined to put an end to the demon's reign of terror. Raiko called upon his most trusted retainers, these skilled warriors that had stood by his side through countless skirmishes. Each of these men had their unique prowess, their abilities honed by years of combat and loyalty to Raiko. Together, they formed an indomitable team. Raiko knew that brute force alone wouldn't be enough to vanquish Shuten-dōji. The demon was said to have strength and magical powers beyond comprehension, and to succeed in their mission, they would need to blend courage with cunning and strategy with stealth. So gathering his retainers, Raiko formulated a plan. They would infiltrate the demon's lair, a fearsome fortress hidden deep within the mountains. And this was no easy feat. The lair was heavily guarded, filled with treacherous traps designed to thwart any would-be heroes. But Raiko and his men were undeterred. They would disguise themselves, blending in with the demon's followers, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Cloaked in their disguises, the men set out on their perilous journey, each step bringing them closer to the heart of darkness. The path was fraught with danger, the shadows whispering of their impending doom. Raiko's resolve never wavered. He and his retainers pressed on, their spirits bolstered by the thought of liberating their people from Shuten-dōji. The mission was clear: confront and defeat Shuten-dōji. Raiko's determination and strategic acumen would be crucial in this legendary battle, one that would forever etch his name in the annals of history. So the stage was set for a confrontation that would become the stuff of legends, showcasing the timeless appeal of bravery and brilliance in the face of overwhelming evil. Disguised as wandering monks, Raiko and his loyal retainers embarked on their dangerous mission to infiltrate the demon Shuten-dōji's lair. They ventured deep into the mountains where Shuten-dōji had established his hideout, And to ensure their deception, Raiko and his men carried fake pilgrim credentials and adorned simple, unassuming robes to avoid suspicion. They knew that brute force would not be enough to defeat Shuten-dōji. They needed cunning and strategy. The group proceeded with caution, aware that any slip-up would spell their doom. Upon reaching the lair, they encountered numerous demonic guards who were fiercely loyal to Shuten-dōji. Maintaining their guise, Raiko and his retainers skillfully navigated these challenges, often engaging the guards in cunning conversation to divert their attention. Their knowledge of Buddhist prayers and rituals played a vital role in maintaining their cover as they chanted and performed sacred rites to appear authentic. And once inside, Raiko's team marveled at the sheer size and complexity of the lair. Twisting tunnels and hidden chambers seemed to stretch endlessly, and the air was thick with an eerie, oppressive presence. Undeterred by the grim surroundings, Raiko and his men pressed on, carefully mapping their route and avoiding detection at all costs. Their ultimate goal was to reach the heart of the lair, where Shuten-dōji resided. Along the way, they relied on their wits and combat prowess, taking out isolated guards silently and swiftly. The familiarity with the terrain and detailed planning paid off as they gradually closed in on the demon's inner sanctum. By the time they reached Shuten-dōji's stronghold, Raiko's retainers were a well-coordinated unit, having demonstrated both valor and astuteness, and they were ready for their confrontation with the demon. The next step would be the most dangerous yet: face Shuten-dōji himself and end his reign of terror. So Raiko successfully infiltrated the demon's lair. Deep within the heavily guarded fortress, they were surrounded by legions of Shuten-dōji's monstrous underlings. It was tense, and as each step they took brought them closer to a confrontation that would determine the fate of countless lives. Using their disguise and the element of surprise to their advantage, Raiko and his men managed to navigate through the stronghold. They knew that once Shuten-dōji realized their presence, there would be no turning back. At the heart of the lair, in a grand and ominous chamber, Shuten-dōji lounged, surrounded by the spoils of his wicked endeavors. His towering frame and terrifying visage were enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. As Raiko and his retainers approached, the demon's eyes glowed with fury, having seemingly sensed the intrusion. Raiko signaled to his men, and they sprang into action. The battle commenced with a clashing of swords and a flurry of movement, as Raiko and his retainers fought valiantly against the demon's minions. Each retainer played a crucial role, their coordinated attacks and unyielding spirit proving their worth on the battlefield. The confrontation with Shuten-dōji was nothing short of legendary. Raiko, wielding his sword with unmatched skill, engaged the demon in a fierce duel. The demon, wielding enormous strength and dark magic, unleashed a series of powerful attacks. But Raiko's determination was unwavering. He had come too far and seen too much suffering at the hands of this monstrous adversary to falter now. With each swing of his sword, Raiko drove the demon back, exploiting any opening he could find. His retainers supported the strategic strikes and diversions, chipping away at Shuten-dōji's defenses. The battle was brutal and intense, each moment seeming to stretch into eternity. Shuten-dōji roared in anger and pain. The once unassailable demon was now visibly weakened. In a climactic moment, Raiko summoned his last reserves of strength and willpower and delivered the decisive blow. His sword cleaved through Shuten-dōji, ending the demon's reign of terror once and for all. In the silence that followed, you could hear a pin drop. The once echoing chamber now eerily quiet. Raiko and his retainers, though battered and bruised, stood victorious. They had accomplished what many deemed impossible. They had slain the fearsome Shuten-dōji and liberated the people from his dreadful grasp. This victory not only cemented Raiko's legacy as one of the greatest heroes of his time, it also restored peace and hope to the land. Reflecting on his tale, it's clear that Raiko's battle with Shuten-dōji has endured through the ages. It's a story of courage, teamwork, and unbreakable human spirit in the face of overwhelming evil. And with that, the epic battle concludes, leaving behind legends and lessons for generations to come. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. If you like it, hit that subscribe button for us. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Other than that, have a great day.